sex, because that could be a problem for life. So, you know, that's your other fears in life that comes later on. Not fears, but, you know, those are your other thoughts that you ponder sometimes as life gets over, as you get older, you know.
Okay. Are you still with your mother? Or is that your
I'm
wife?
married to my wife. Yeah, married to my wife for 12 years.
All right, that's the biggest thing with African American families. How do you keep that structure? What do you do? What advice can you give to the baby mothers or people that's not sustaining the relationships? How did you do it?
Well, like I said, you got to, first of all, you got to have a fear of God. That fear of God is going to keep you from looking at another female in that way. You know what I'm saying? Especially the way it is nowadays, because the female is different now. You don't even have to be somewhat attractive to get a female now. So it's different. The time is different. But one thing I always say is a commitment. Marriage is a commitment. You could be married to somebody and love them, but you will still cheat on them.
Mm-hmm.
Have an affair, but you still love that person.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, you have to be committed to that person. You have to be committed to being faithful to that person. It's like you a son to your father. Yeah, you could that be your father, but you could be disrespectful to your father and your mother. But are you committed to being an obedient child? That's the thing. Marriage is a commitment. You have to be committed to it. I believe that above all things, and that person have to come first in your life. After the Lord, that person have to come first. Not your son, not your mother. It's the Lord, your wife, whatever. And that's how it go in that order. And then you all right, man. I think you can't have the mindset where you like to go out and go to strip things and things like that, because when you go to them kind of things, that could be problematic at times. You can go there at fresh off an argument. So a girl you ain't seen in years, she looking nice, and you have a couple of little drinks or whatever. Now your mindset is altered. And now you starting to look at that, and all it takes is a couple of minutes, man. When that lust conceives, then that's it, man. You have problems for the rest of your life. So I think it's a commitment, man. You have to be mindful of what's good and what's not. You know, same thing with food. You know certain food is going to bump you off, like cigarettes. You know cigarettes going to bump you off. Say it on the box. You know you go to strip club and be around things like that. That's what's there. So you have to be committed in every way to that person. I don't care if she start off 120 pounds and she end up being 350. Hey, you with her. That's your wife. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's the dog, but you're going to get older and be 60-something years old. Ain't nobody going to take care of your little butt, but your wife is going to change your little drawers and stuff when your bladder start going wrong and all that kind of stuff. That's the flip side to everything. You may seem like because you're young and your loins are still working, but when you get older, who's going to take care of the man and really take care of you? And you don't feel like, oh, you just doing this because I got a few dollars in the bank. You know what I'm saying? But your wife that you've been with from your youth, she committed to you, man. So it's a commitment.
Is it just a conception that black fathers are not there, or is it actually true? Where's your story at? We don't see your story on Maury, your story on Oprah, a father that's there. You know, you see it rarely, like with shows, the Huxtables, Run's House. We have a couple compared to the BETs, the Wires, and everything that's destroying the image and the father image. What do you think about that?
Well, see, I always say it has a root. Everything has a root. You always have to go to the core. The core is when the drugs, years ago the fathers had drinking problems, but it was small. It wasn't that much finances involved with it. When the drugs came, it became a financial problem now. So now your little $3, $5 thing for your alcoholism is now a $50 to $60 habit that you have to get all the time, daily. So when you get your check now, your check is not going for a couple of dollars for the thing. Now it's going to your drug problem now. So that's taking money from your kids with their schooling, taking money from books, taking money from you saving up to get a house, saving up for you to prepare things for the future. That's what it's doing. And when the government put the drugs in the inner city neighborhoods there, it started taking away from the fathers, because they was already in a situation where they wasn't getting jobs. They couldn't feed their family, things like that. And the man's natural instinct is to whatever way he could do it. So sometimes most of the men relieve themselves by going into drugs. And these drugs started having them look different. They didn't care about what they looked like no more. They wasn't trying to pay for the kids anything. They wasn't concerned with that. So they lose their jobs, and now they chasing this dream now. And therefore, our generation now is being affected by that, because those were our fathers that was on drugs. So by them being locked up or dead or just strung out on drugs, that left the mothers to raise us. And the mother can't raise kids on their own. It's just impossible not impossible, but for the female to raise the kids now is kind of difficult. So I would say the thing is, with your question is, the thing that's facing the youth now is that the black kids don't have any father figures there. The discipline them in that way, the schooling with what's going on in the world. Let them know what happened when you meet a female and how things can go on, what could be the problems and the after effects of that, what could happen when you be disobedient, you don't take care of your business in school and things of that nature. So I think when you have your Dr. Huxtables and things like that, that's good influence. But I think we have to, whether you're an uncle, I don't care whether it's your neighbor, I don't care whatever it is. Nobody's exempt from raising other people's kids. That's the problem. See, years ago, the community used to raise the kids. Now it's like everybody for yourself, and I think we have to go back to that. Every man has to examine himself and say, wait a minute, them little young kids, let me drop a jewel on them little kids. And man, if I got to buy them kids some school sneakers for the start of the school year off and drill them in like that, to get them a couple of books for them to start looking at things, then I'm going to do that, because I'm going to be the role father in their life. I ain't going to say, nah, those ain't my kids, I ain't a role model. No, I'm going to take that responsibility on them kids. Because later on in life, it's better, it's beneficial, because it is your kid. Those are your kids, and I think that's the thing that's what we facing now. We have to be one. We all have to be one. You can't look at the kids and say, nah, those ain't my kids. Look at them, man. You need it. What a mother, she out there. Nah, man, because that's your sister out there. You get what I'm saying? That's your mother. It ain't a given that your everybody parents gonna be married and stay together, because that's life. Some people gonna get on drugs. You ain't gonna say, oh, he a bum. Now that man could have been a lawyer. You can't look at him like that. He just walked in on his wife was having an affair. His mom couldn't understand it, so he had a nervous breakdown. So we can't just cast him away, because we cast him away, we casting his kids away, and their grandkids, and we can stop it. And the major criteria, must I say this, hallelujah, the major criteria is what's going on with the black youth is the churches. The churches is bleeding, the church people dry, they just taking money, and they ain't even involved in the communities. They staying within their own little vicinity, and they feel like they living outside of the world. Instead of them coming into the community like it used to be years ago. They used to be the community. Help you with school, help you with lose your house, all kinds of things. Now they stand away from it. And it's $1 billion business. That's one of the main reasons why our community is messed up. They ain't involved. And I think once you take the Lord out of it, you take the good ways, the good things, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt love, and things of that nature, things like that. Once that get removed, the generation is shot, man. Because there's no more respect. That's why you can see it now. You can see the youth is disrespectful now. The girls is on poles now, just stripping, not even caring that. That's one part of it, man.
Right.
I don't know where I went off of.
No, you definitely was powerful. It's an example for Maury and the CNNs, the Fox networks. This is a black father. So we definitely appreciate you, and thanks a lot for doing the documentary.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.